Hi, I'm Mackenzi.
Hey, I'm Denise, and welcome to the podcast From Rundown to Renewed.
We're so excited to talk with you guys just about important things that women go through.
Mhm.
And we're going to share our journey as an introduction this time around so that you can get to know us better. Denise and I are both life coaches, and we've been able to work together for quite some time here. And we want to be able to share a little bit about ourselves so you can connect with us as we go throughout these weeks. So, my journey as a life coach has been really beautiful. I see God's hand through it since I was a little girl. And when I was a little girl, God gave me this vision that I would be speaking on stages. And if you would have known me back then when I was a little girl, you would have known I was not prepared or equipped back then. I was shy and I didn't talk much in public settings. I always questioned what that vision meant and what I would have to offer to the world. I became a wife and mom at 20. My husband worked shifts and I started losing myself in motherhood. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. I questioned my purpose as if being a mom and raising the next generation wasn't enough. And when my youngest child was one, I joined a direct sales company. And this was really fun for me and it gave me purpose, it gave me drive, and I worked my way to the top 1%, earning all the trips and having a blast. And this is where I met Denise too. So that was really great. And through this direct sales business, I hired a business coach and it opened the world of coaching to me. I watched my coach thinking how I would love to do what she does. And about a year ago, I decided to stop playing small and my prayers became bolder. I experienced freedom from a lot of negative thoughts, which we'll talk in future episodes about. And ever since I was a little girl, I had negative thoughts that have just come with me into adulthood. That's what happens. And God opened all of the doors financially, time wise. And I spent 3 months learning and studying and became a life coach, a mindset coach, and a leadership coach. So, with coaching, it's so encouraging to take my skills that I've developed over the years and use them fully for the Lord and through my own business in coaching women. So, Denise, tell us about your journey on how you became a life coach.
So similar to you, which I don't think we knew this about each other until this very moment, but I've also seen myself um, on stages and speaking, and that fit into my career. Actually, I used to be in youth ministry. I was a youth director, working in various different youth ministry positions at camps, in churches, things like that. And when I had my oldest, I stayed working for about 18 months and then I needed to be home with her. Just I hated being away from her and so I got pregnant with my second fairly quickly after that. So I was a stay-at-home mom. That's when I also joined the direct sales business because I needed something to do. I'm a very active person. I need to be around people. It's important to me. And when you're a stay-at-home mom, you are around your children only. And while that is a gift, you can also lose yourself in it, like Mackenzie said. And so I found myself in that position too. So I was a stay-at-home mom for, oh gosh, I would say 5 to 6 years. And in 2021, my husband decided to leave our marriage. And so I was left to grieve, heal, pick up the pieces, and start a new life. Pretty much, it's been a really healing time over the last couple of years, and so I knew I would need more than my online business, and I found various virtual assistant jobs to kind of keep up with what I would need. But there was just this yearning inside me for more. And so, as certain things in my life kind of settled down last fall, I started looking into life coaching. I had, Mackenzie was in a certification program. We have other friends that were in programs. And I just, I wanted to know more. It was
Yeah.
just like very intriguing to me. And I mean, even my therapist has said to me, you know, you need to be helping people. You need to
Yeah.
be one-on-one with people. You have such a gift for this. And, a lot of times the people that are closest to you will see things in you that you struggle to see. And that was
Yeah.
happening. And people were affirming this whole life coaching thing. The more I brought it up, they were saying, you need to do this. And so I found a certification program and I got certified in the winter of 2024 and launched my business recently. And it's just sitting with people and working through things. It's honestly, it's such a gift. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So what's what's the hope for, or what does Rundown and Renewed mean to you?
Yeah, so we chose this theme for our podcast from rundown to renewed because we can relate.
Very much, yes. Very much.
As women, we have a lot of responsibilities that can run us down if we allow them to. And biblically, God tells us to renew our mind every day. And our renewal can come while folding the laundry. Our renewal can come while doing the dishes. Our renewal can come by doing bath time with our kids. Like all of these different things are responsibilities. When we start taking our thoughts captive and renew our mind, we are able to have new perspectives in our life. So we're all going through similar emotions, and having a community of women that you can be honest with and be held accountable with is so important. So, what are we hoping to have with this podcast and all
Yeah.
of these women listening?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, for me, and I know I can speak for Mackenzie with this too. Like we have just this huge desire to serve women and walk alongside them in the things that they're going through. I mean, you've heard bits and pieces of our stories. Like you get sucked into motherhood, you get sucked into your jobs, you get sucked into all these titles, but who are you? And who does Christ say you are?
Right.
And when you are run down, you forget those things.
Mm,
You get very, you're not renewing your mind. And I mean, I know I come from that place for sure. And so, we have a heart to serve. We've been there, we get it. And, we are not created to do life alone. We're not created for isolation. And a lot of times being a woman can be very isolating. And we desire so much more for women. We're built for community and we're built for vulnerability. And I found that when I started being vulnerable about the things that I was going through, it opened up doors for women and men too. We're not selective here, but speaking to women in general, it opened up doors for people to say, me too.
mhm.
That's my struggle too. You struggle with that? Are you
Right.
sure? Like, wow, I thought I was the only one. It's not the case. We all wrestle with very similar things, but we think we're going through it alone. And so that's what leads to that rundown piece
Right.
because you think you're the only one. You think
Yeah.
and so we want to create space where you can exhale and you can breathe a little deeper and just say, okay, there are other people that understand what I'm going through.
Yeah. And
Uh,
when we're in those moments of feeling run down, like God does not desire that for us. He will use it for
mhm,
our good,
absolutely.
but He doesn't desire that for us. He wants us to live abundantly.
Yeah.
He's presenting this abundant life for us,
Mhm.
and we can get so lost in our thoughts.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, and that's, I mean, going off of that, God's desire for us is abundance. And you're not in that frame of mind when you're run down.
no.
Everything is hard.
Mhm.
And I mean, we are not, like she said, there's been a lot going on with her and a lot going on with me. Like we get it. It's hard doing that work, that renewal work.
Mhm.
And so that's what we're hoping to provide support
Yeah.
to.
And we're not through our issues.
That's a big no.
We're not through it, but I mean, even over the last year, from who we were then to
Yeah.
who we are now. And so we've been able to experience the freedom that God gives us, and we want other women to be able to experience that too. So just using our stories and what we've gone through to
Mhm.
encourage you, to tell you you're not alone.
Yeah.
And just I pray that it inspires you to see yourself as God sees you too.
And to become that renewed,
Mhm.
whole, free version of yourself because God really does desire that for all of us. And He can use your suffering, He can use all the icky, hard parts of your story for His glory. He can, He does. We are testimonies of that. And like she said, we're still walking through things. We are not perfect. We still have days
Yeah.
where we have to be very intentional about choosing to live renewed rather than living run down. You should hear some of these stories, man. It's
They
wild.
will. They'll
Yeah,
hear
you'll
they'll
hear
hear
them,
some of them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We love it. But with all that being said, offering you support, encouragement, all of that, we have created a free Facebook community. We're so where we will be sharing different things with you each week. You can look it up on Facebook from Rundown to Renewed, or the link is directly in the description if that's easier for you as well. So
Yeah, and our podcasts are going to launch every single Wednesday. So be on the lookout for next Wednesday, and we'll just continue these conversations right in our Facebook page. So you have that community for you all week, not just once a week. So we are so excited to just grow and continue this journey with you. So if you are feeling run down,
there's space for you at our table.